Hey there, everybody. I am ready to do my heavy metal heart. Cue the AC/DC. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm really not. I like AC/DC. We have finished our no-sew fabric heart, and that's how these turned out. And we've done our paper bag sewn stuffed heart. You gotta love something that you can make out of a paper bag, y'all. That's a great thing. And now we are ready to tackle our heavy metal hearts. This is another project that you can use stuff from around the house. I'll show you my little collection of styrofoam and cardboard that I keep in my studio. We go through a lot of eggs. My guy likes eggs in the morning. I feed them to my dogs, so I do buy a lot of eggs in styrofoam cartons, so I try to recycle as much of this as possible. I also buy eggs in cardboard cartons. Honestly, I buy the best deal. I know that I can recycle the styrofoam carton, so I'm not too fussed by that. My recycling does take styrofoam. But I know that I can also recycle styrofoam. And the cardboard cartons I give to my friend Sandy, who uses him for his chickens, for his eggs that he has. He has laying hens, so he's always kind of on the lookout for cardboard cartons. If you don't have styrofoam, you can use a stack of cardboard that you've cut into a heart shape and just stack, stack, stack until you get a little bit of depth to your cardboard stack. Or you can, you know, at the dollar store they have those display boards that are also, that's styrofoam as well, like a foam board. So a lot of options there to start with. We're going to do two of these, and I'm going to show you how to use aluminum foil from around the house, and then we're going to also use some metal tape, which is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. I wanted you guys to, I wanted to tell you, that's why I've written it up here. I did an art du jour series in February of 2017, and it was every day I made a piece of art that kind of had to do with Valentine's or kind of had to do with love, and it was restricted to stuff that I had on hand in the house. That's what I used. So check that out. I'll put an iCard up here in this video, and then you can check out my art du jour February 2017 series that I did here on YouTube. All right, I think the first little heart we'll tackle is one that is made with aluminum foil, because a lot of, you know, a lot of us are not going to have metal tape, but I can tell you that metal tape is one of the finest things in the whole wide world. I'm not quite sure how much this cost, because my guy was at Lowe's and I asked him to pick some up after discovering him using it as he was working on cars. And I was just like, I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, that's that's the neatest stuff in the whole wide world. So then his next trip to Lowe's, he picked some up for me. So what it is an adhesive metal tape. But let's go with what most of us have around the house, and that is some just handy dandy aluminum foil. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put the glue on the styrofoam heart that we have cut out, and then I am going to just tear our aluminum foil into shapes, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of a crinkle. Alright, that's a nice rectangular shape, so I'm going to tear that one more time, and tearing works a lot better than trying to cut aluminum foil. I'm going to stick that here. And we're going shiny side down, y'all. Put this here. There we go. You're aiming for patchwork. You know, you're not aiming for straight lines or anything like that. You're aiming for something that looks a little rustic. I like rustic. I like things that are not perfect. I just think they look more real when they're not perfect. I need some glue right here. I can see that coming up. Okay, more glue right here. Alright, I've got a couple more pieces. One at the top. These things are great to put on greeting cards. I use them for the front of books. They're just super cool. Lots of fun to play with. I'm going to need one up here. And you can do this to different things too. If you have star shapes, or you know, if you have like some wooden star shapes or something like that, you certainly can use any shapes you want. I have done cardboard stars. Use this technique with cardboard stars, and you can find cardboard stars right now in those after Christmas sales, which are cool, for like nothing, for a quarter. Okay, so we have the front of our little heart done. Next thing we want to do, kind of flip it over and fold in. There we go. And it, you know, it kind of looks cool just like this, you know, if you didn't want to do any of the rest of the work to it, but I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, this is what we have now. This is wiggly. Fix your little wiggly spots. Alright. Now, we're going to want to add some rivets to this. The way that I'm going to add the rivets is, I know that some of you may not have a pokey tool, but you can use a pen, like use a pen, or any other thing that you can poke with, you know, whatever you can find there around your house that you can poke with. And we're going to put some rivets in here. Okay, that's one side. That looks pretty neat. I think I'll do this. You do not have to be fussed about this, making things even. Just have fun with it. Alright, that looks pretty cool. I think we'll put some this way. And a little bit hard to see. Some up here. Maybe a line right here. It is hard to see, y'all, when you're doing it, but just keep at it and have fun with it. The next thing we're going to do is use some black paint. And this is where we'll start to kind of see our little project unfolding here. Bigger brush. Let's just put out a little bit of black paint. I'm going to brush this on our heart. And we can see what starts happening here. You start to see the rivets. You start to see the holes in the heart. Okay, I'm going to leave that for just a minute. Not too long. You can dry it just a minute with a heat tool, but I wouldn't recommend drying it too long. You don't want it to get too dry. And I've just realized that I need to grab a cloth so I can buff some of that off. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start removing some of the paint, not all of it. I'm just going to kind of give everything a rub. Just like that. And you can see your rivets starting to kind of show through here. There's a set. Some right there. Some right here. Now, what I like to do next is I like to take some of these really the smaller kind of studs. So I'm going to put one here. I don't put them in every single hole because that's too close. See if I have some more. I have a black one right here, so I'll use that one right there. I've got one right here. There's one. So you can kind of see this part of this little project starting to come together. So you've got some rivets right here. I'd like to find one more super small one for up here. Like that. And let's go ahead and fold these down. Now you don't have to use this many. You can use less. Okay, so you can kind of see what we're left with here. And we've got other holes over here that we can do the same kind of thing with. So let's do one more row. And then I think what we'll do is we'll also use a Tim Holtz number stud right here. A brad. Sorry, I keep seeing studs. Okay, I've got this. I need one more over here. Like that. Flip this over. This is an idea that you guys, I mean, you're crafty people. You can take something like this and totally run with it. Do your own thing. It's a great recycling project. Okay, there we go. So we got rivets over here too. I think what we'll do is maybe put the number 2 down here. The next thing that we're going to want to do is take a little bit of metallic paint. Now you can take whatever. I like using bronze. That's just what I like to use. I think it gives a very nice finish to something like this. And I just dip my cloth into a cap of bronze paint. Kind of hit my edges right here. Again, you're wanting to just buff. You know, you're not wanting to use a hard rub on this. And it's fun to see the metal coming out. You know, that really cool metal look happening here. And you don't have to put studs in the whole thing, but you know, I just wanted to show you, kind of give you an idea and let you run with it as to what you can do with these. I think we'll put a star up here as well. Just a little more bronze. I also have some wooden elements here that I'm thinking about using as well. I like that. So I think what I'll do is hit that with a little bit of black. I'm just going to use my fingers and kind of smush a little bit of black on here. Same thing here. Smush in a little black. Let's take a little bit of that bronze. It really looks old, and that's what I'm going for. I'll put these on there as well. I know it's a little bit hard to see, y'all. I'll try and get some really good photographs of it. And this is, you can do this, like I said, from stuff that's in your house, you know, stuff that's around your house. And I think that's the nicest thing about, you know, DIY art is really DIY, isn't it? It's doing your own thing with whatever you might have available. So here we go. This is Heavy Metal Heart 1. I'm going to put some black right here to kind of show those rivets. A bit of black up here. There we go. That's the first one. The next little heart that we're going to do, y'all, is using metal tape. And like I said, it's really one of my super favorite things to do. So let's grab another heart. I'll warn you about this tape. It's addictive. When you start playing with it, you just don't want to stop. So for this one, like I said, the tape is adhesive, so we can put tape here. You don't want to make, you know, don't really want to keep your lawns super straight. Patch it in. Do you know, I've never tried this on bottles. I bet it would be super cool on bottles. I bet you could like cover a bottle with metal tape and make it look, you know, look like a metal bottle. That would be really neat, wouldn't it? That would be kind of Moroccan-ish. Having a hard time seeing that. There it goes. Okay, we got our tape down. And let's flip this over. I can see a space right here, so I'm just going to take this off and kind of hit this space right here. Alright, I'm going to flip this over. Not quite getting it right here, so I'm going to cut. Cut this way. Okay, and there we go. I need to get my little cutter bug, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is a thing called a cutter bee bug, and what it does is it just, it makes indentions. I don't even know what this is actually used for. I got it from my cousin. She gave it to me. Now, she was a card maker. So when she decided she didn't want to do that anymore, she gave me a lot of her card making supplies, and this thing was in it. So I'm not sure what it's for exactly, but for me, it makes like super cool rivets in my metal hearts. We're gonna paint this one. Still using black. I'm just going to let that sit for just a minute, not too long. Dry it just a little bit. This is what you use instead of a heat tool. Okay, and now we'll start rubbing. Can't rub too hard, okay? You don't want to take everything off. You can bounce your, your rubbing cloth around, get a little more texture that way. Then let this dry just a minute. And we go back to the bronze, just as kind of a buffing sort of agent here. And you don't have to use bronze, you can use whatever you want. You can spray these. Spraying them is a lot of fun, but it takes them forever to dry, even with a heat tool, so just be aware of that. let's add some rivets to this one. I think what I'm going to do is just add maybe just a couple. See if I can find just a couple small ones. There's one. I have some square ones, but I think I'm out of the, and I've got a black, and I've got another square one, so let's just use those. I think this time I'm going to maybe scatter them instead of trying to put them in lines. So there's one. This is still wet. I'll put one up here. Like this. Maybe one down here, or maybe one over here. So this looks like a piece of metallic something that part of the bolts have actually fallen out of. So you're just left with the rivet holes. Okay, and I think I use, since we do have a Tim Holtz number 3 over here. Put that over here. There we go. It's just fun to do it. You can sit here like forever and play with these colors and buffing agents. We'll go ahead and add a cog or two. Do that with black. There we go. Oh my lord, it's just fun to like get your fingers in paint. I sure do love it. Okay. Let's glue down our little cogs that we got going on here. So we've made ourselves a little steampunk heavy metal. A steampunk heavy metal heart for the heavy-hearted. Okay, you guys, there we go. 2 little metal hearts. One from just stuff that you possibly got around your house, and the other using metal tape and one of these handy dandy little things called a cutter bee bug. So there we go, guys. A couple of metal hearts for you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you. Bye.